basic white box kind of packaging. As you see right here, Vivo, it's an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup, Russia 2018. So you have this is a US plug or a China plug. It's quite interesting in China right now. They use both the US style plug and also the round ones. So they're like the only country I know of that uses two different sets of plugs. And these are earbuds. They look pretty nice. How do you open these? Okay, so the shape looks a little bit unique, like a little bit like alien shaped. I'll put these to the side. So these must be USB-C headphones, because I don't think this phone has a headphone jack. I'm gonna put the phone to the side first and then open the rest. This is a nice box. So you do get a case of the phone. Oh, it's a nice. The case is also a little bit nicer than the case that came with the Vivo V9. The Vivo V9 came with a soft jelly case. This one, it's a little bit harder. This is a plastic case. Then you have SIM ejector tool and some papers. And then you have right here the USB-C cable, I believe. Okay, now I think Vivo phones, there's nothing for me to peel because they wrap it like this, so then once I open it, the phone's already naked. Because if you see my unboxing, I really enjoy peeling off that cover. But nope, yep. Oh no, this phone still uses USB-A, so it's not a USB-C. My apologies, USB-A. So you put the two phones side by side. You have the Vivo V9 on the right and the Vivo X21, and they look almost exactly the same. You put them side by side. Yeah, almost exactly the same. So I guess the only real difference is the under-screen fingerprint reader. Except the Vivo V9 has a headphone jack. Vivo V9's on the right, that the X21 does not. So this is the SIM tray, I believe. Yeah, the back looks very similar, except obviously no fingerprint. So anyway, I'm gonna power on the phone and then I'll be back with my hands on. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go through the setup process here and then register my fingerprint just to show you guys how to register a fingerprint under the screen. This is my first time using a device with an under-screen fingerprint reader too. Like, I've read about this plenty of times already, but this is my first time with hands-on. Okay, so you see the default language is Chinese instead of in Filipino, like the Vivo V9. That's because this phone is meant for the China market. But I'm gonna go to English and then go to US English. Wait, I don't even see US English. Huh, that's interesting. Pretty cool that this phone just doesn't have US English on here, because you know how Americans usually think they're like number one and the center of the universe and that everything kind of should be their way. This phone is like, hey, screw that, we don't even have US English. So I'll go with Hong Kong English, which is British English. So British English is, if you're not familiar, the spelling's a little bit different sometimes. Like British people add U to certain words, like color. In British is C-O-L-O-U-R, but in American English it's just C-O-L-O-R. And there's also a lot less Z in British English. They use S, and also Z in I think British people call it Z. So yeah, just difference here and there, and also the words they use. Like instead of waiting in line, like an American would say, you say waiting in a queue. And then an elevator in America, it's a lift in the UK. Okay, I'm gonna set up my I've just set up my Google account and my Wi-Fi. Here we go. So we'll add fingerprint. I gotta set up my PIN first. Okay, here you go. So I think you just put your finger on here. So you notice how the light lights up right here underneath. So you have to move. So your registering is just the same, except you can tell it's a little bit slower already, because you know how on a normal fingerprint sensor it picks it up a lot faster. Okay, adjust your grip. Personally, I think this tech might still be a year or two away, because from what I've read on this phone, and also the Huawei Mate design Porsche design Mate, the fingerprint reader on the screen is just not that fast, and you know, ultimately speed is still important. So I'm not gonna add my face for now. Next. Congratulations, we are done. So first thing I will do is change this damn back button to the left side, because that's where the back button should be. So that's one of my problems with Vivo phones, is that the settings, you can't search for settings. So like a lot of times I'm just in here trying to find something. Actually, I'll order gestures keys. I'm gonna change the gestures back. So right now, and I'm gonna go with the swiping gesture too. So let's check out the fingerprint reader really quick. Oh, okay, that's not too slow, that's okay. Wow. Let's try again. On the table. Yeah, so that took a little bit longer, but this is not bad at all. I thought it would be a lot slower actually. But you do have to press it kind of hard, I think. Actually, no, I'm wrong on that too. You can just put your finger on it. Oh, this is really damn cool. So you look at the display, I can't see the embedded fingerprint reader underneath. Although I believe if you go out into the sun and you have like an all black background, you'll be able to see a little bit, but definitely not a deal breaker so far. This is really cool. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna play with the phone. I'll be back with hands on. Hey guys, I'm back. So I'm gonna make this video really short, because this phone is very similar to the Vivo V9. In fact, if you put the two phones like this next to each other, you can't tell the difference at all. Like, they're virtually the same hardware, except of course the phone on the left, the X21, has an under screen fingerprint reader, whereas the V9 has a fingerprint reader on the back. They look exactly the same. Hardware, there's slight difference, so I'll just explain the hardware difference really quick. So on the X21 you have 6 gigs of RAM, V9 you have only 4 gigs of RAM. Battery size, the V9's a little bit bigger, 3260 versus 3200 here. I suspect battery size is a little bit bigger on this phone, because this phone has to put a fingerprint reader under the screen, hence which takes away from a little bit of space. The chipset, the X21 has a slightly newer Snapdragon 660 compared to the V9's Snapdragon 621. But to be honest, both phones kind of move about the same, not much difference. This phone's a little bit smoother because of 6 gigs of RAM. That's only when you push things. Otherwise, go on Instagram, Facebook, exactly the same. The camera is actually a little bit different in terms of specs. The V9 surprisingly has a technically more powerful camera. It has a 16 megapixel shooter with a 5 megapixel telephoto lens and a 24 megapixel selfie camera. The X21 only has a 12 megapixel selfie camera, so it's half as many pixels. And on the back, the main camera is only 12 megapixels instead of 16. But truth be told, I can't tell the difference. I think 24 megapixels for a selfie camera, it's overkill. I took this selfie here. This is a 12 megapixel selfie camera. I think it looks good. Apologies for the hair. I just woke up and stepped outside, so I didn't even comb my hair. And otherwise photos look very impressive. I think even though this is technically a camera with less megapixels, you're not gonna see the difference. This is a very strong camera still. Strong camera for a Vivo device that's mid-range. So that's about it in terms of the design. The biggest difference again is this. under-screen fingerprint reader. Other than that, I would say is virtually the same phone. Performance is virtually the same. So that's why I'm gonna make this video short, because if you really want to learn more about this phone, like, you know, all the benchmarks and photo samples and stuff, you can just watch my video on the Vivo V9. I'll have a link in the description below. So speaking of that, I lost my channel for about 10 days.